What's up, guys? Working on my little Dodge Ram 50. Just got tires put on yesterday. It makes the truck look a lot better. I know it's hard to tell in here. But I've got it in the garage. What I'm gonna do is the starter keeps acting up. It's done it twice now where you go turn the key and just nothing. It won't even try to turn over or anything. And I've got a good connection on the battery, and I'm getting 12 volt to the main wire. And I've got 12 volt going to the solenoid when the key is turned. So there's something going on in the starter, because if you tap on it with the little hammer, it'll fire right up. So I'm gonna pull the starter off, pull it apart, and see if I can clean it all and put it back on so I don't have to buy a new starter. Just because I think this one's fine. It's never had any problems until right now. So we'll see what we can do. Right now I've got the solenoid wire off, battery disconnected. I'm getting the big wire that's down there, that wire there. It's a 13 millimeter. So I'm just taking it off now, and then the bolts for the starter actually go through the bell housing, so they go this way. So it shouldn't be too bad to get to, but hopefully we can pull it off there pretty easily. And I just got done driving it, so it's nice and toasty in here. But I'll set up a time lapse of me getting the starter out. So I got the new Milwaukee impact yesterday. I'm gonna test it out. I had the old shorty, or stubby, whatever you want to call it. But we'll test out this new one here. We gotta get up in here. Oh, Lord. I don't think I could have made this more complicated at all. Okay. Now that we're under the truck, you can see the two bolts on the backside. There's one, and there's one on the very top. So I might need more extensions than I thought for this deal. So let me grab some more extensions and then I'll cut the video back on. So things have escalated quickly. I was gonna try to get it off and, just show you guys the starter out of it, and then we'll go from there. But that on speed 3 with a fully charged 4.0 battery will not break it loose. And yes, I know it. I don't have impact rated extensions. I only have the small 3-inch. So I grabbed my big Milwaukee gun with all of this, and it still would not break it loose. So I've now resorted to this big Mama Jamma 1/2-inch ratchet that I made out of a Pittsburgh breaker bar and an Icon 1/2-inch head, and then put the Icon grip on the bottom. So I got a super long 1/2-inch ratchet. So I'm gonna see if it'll break loose with that. And here, I'll prop you guys up so we can see if it does decide to break loose or if it doesn't. At this point, I'm not too sure if it's going to or not. Okay. And I had to ditch the creeper because it was getting more in the way than it was any good. Oh, there it goes. There went my tripod. Yeah, it broke loose now. So we put the second. Oh yeah, victory. And light's gone. Got a transmission leak somewhere. This thing. Score. 1 bolt. 1 to go. And now I have to get pretty invictive to get the other one off. But there's one. I'll come back when I get the second one off, and then we'll pull the starter out of this thing. So 30 minutes later, I got this bolt broke loose. and currently trying to unthread it. I just want you guys to know that was, I have wrenches, ratchets, everything you could think of back here trying to get this thing to break loose. But I got it loose now, so when I get it out, I'll update y'all and show you once I get it up on the table. Alright, so I got the starter off now. As you can tell, she's pretty nasty. I mean, when I got this thing, it was covered in oil. I had a massive oil leak, so it never really got cleaned good, and the inside is really gunky. I mean, you can just tell. So what I'm gonna do is clean the outside of this thing up as good as I can, and then work on taking it apart and see if we can clean up the contacts inside, because I think that's what the problem is with this thing. Alright, so I've got the starter. I just got the big stuff off of it. So I'm going to take this solenoid off first. So I'm going to take the wire, you know, the jump wire. I'm going to take it off real quick. I think it's a 13. I'm being honest, don't really know. I'm just kind of winging it. I ain't never had this starter apart before. I've had old starters apart. Some on a John Deere 420. Took one of those apart and redid the Bendix in it. I had to put a new one in it. Let's see. That wire looks to be in good shape, so I don't think there's anything wrong there. I'll take this solenoid off. Hopefully we get that off without anything screwing up. Take it off without screwing up the screw heads. That'd be great. Oh, those are tight. Probably never been off since 1988. Lord have mercy. There's one. There's the other. Good deal. Good screw. And if you're wondering what I'm laying these on, I have a really cool mat that you can buy from Harbor Freight. Seems pretty free to me. Doesn't look too bad. But in here, you have the actual little finger that it pushes on that pushes the top of your starter in and out to hit the flywheel. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. But alright, well we got that. Let's looks like there's some corrosion in there. There's a spider web in it also, so that's cool. But we'll get this back cover off next and see what to do. I think there's 2 Phillips head screws, and I don't think those have to come out for the whole thing to come apart, but I could be wrong. Really need to clean that out. It's full of junk. I'm gonna clean up this back plate a little bit more, and then I'll start the video back once I get this thing off. Alright, so I got the, I think I can just take these bolts out here and separate this thing without having to take those screws out, so we're about to find out. But I don't know if I finished what I was talking about the mat. But I got a Icon magnet mat that you can buy from Harbor Freight. And it's pretty cool. It'll stick to freaking anything. Oh yeah. Pretty dirty in there. Yeah, if it gets cleaned up good. Bearing in the back's not that bad. This is not in terrible shape either. The bearing on the back is good. Let's see. Uh-oh. Got a ball that fell out. Looks like that went right down in the middle. Right? Yeah, it did. The problem is there's a magnet here. There it goes. Let's see here. How do I get this thing? So all this is in here is oil buildup. I mean, that's literally all it is. So I have a parts washer up there. Get this ball out of the bottom before I lose it. Well, this stuff is broke. It's really covered in oil. I mean, I'll show you guys here what I'm talking about. If I can. But yeah, the whole thing is just covered in oil and everything else. So I'm pretty sure that's why it was not contacting sometimes when you go to cut the key on. So I'm gonna look up, make sure that the stuff I'm using in my parts washer is not gonna be harmful to this. I was just gonna clean this and maybe the outside. And I don't know if I can clean the inside of these components or not, but I'm just gonna look it up because I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. So I'm gonna look that stuff up and then I'll get back to you. Alright, so I cleaned up, just to catch you up, I cleaned up the contacts on the actual, whatever this thing calls, whatever it rides on these brushes here, this piece. I cleaned that up, a little bit of light grit sandpaper, and then I cleaned up the actual brushes themselves, blew this all out. Cleaned up in here a little bit, sprayed it off and wiped it off. We're going to see, throw this thing back together, see what happens. I mean, the worst thing that'll happen is it doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that big of a deal if it doesn't, because you know what? This is learning. So we got that there. This washer needs to go down in, say there. This piece needs to go down in the starter after the ball goes in there. God, that would have been bad. So the ball goes down in there. down in there. Someone's here. I have to go check on that. This is the part I've always hated about taking starters apart, is getting, there we go, getting that to go back on there like it's supposed to. Okay, so there's that. We can slide our bolts in. Slide this bolt in. Alright, I'm gonna get this thing put back together and wash up because I'm absolutely disgusting, and then I'll get back to you. Alright, I'm back. I had me a little quick lunch. So I'm gonna put this solenoid back on, and I got a jump box over here and some test wires we're gonna hook up before I put it back in the truck. But I put some gloves on now too, because it took forever to get that grit and grime off my fingers. I think the next thing I need to invest in for this garage is some sort of heat. It's a brisk 30 outside, and it don't feel too much hotter in here. I don't know what the torque spec for this is, but it feels good. That still works. I'm happy with that. Oh, no, you don't want that to happen. Now, which way does this go? You wonder. You wonder, you wonder. So this starter was in there like so. Where's the screws at? Oh, there's the screws. Yeah, it should go like that. I'm gonna watch the video back just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure they go this way. Yeah. Hopefully this will have this little thing ready to go. Alright, so that's tight, that's tight. Get our jump wire on there. Well, actually, I'm gonna clean this stuff off before I just stick it on there. Do I have any small wire brushes? Oh yeah, I do have a small one. Gotta move the tripod over here. Yeah, all clean. Throw that bad boy on there, like that. Bring this nut up. Let's tighten it up. Alright, well, only one thing to do but to test said unit, so grab jump box here. Ugh. The ground up to the body of the starter. I need a little jumper wire for, what should I call it? I should be able to hook that there. Oh yeah, we got us a starter now. Well, maybe. Let me hook this. Well, maybe. Good Lord, those things are not wanting to open, but it works. I've seen it push out and spin, so I'm happy with that. Honestly, I think all it needed was the brushes and stuff cleaned off of it. Because it's been, like I said, it had a massive oil leak when I bought the thing. Now that the massive oil leak was fixed, this was not, so good deal. And then I got the starter good, it's working. I'm gonna throw this thing back in the truck. I'm probably also gonna clean, with the oil leak, you can see that this whole side of the motor is pretty nasty. I'm gonna try to clean up the mounting surface there. It could have been that it was not getting a good ground either, because of all the oil in between the mounting plate. So I'm gonna clean all that off too before I stick the starter on. So got the starter, got the start tray back in. It's kind of hard to see, but it's down there. So now I'm gonna just work on hooking up all the wires to it, signal for the solenoid and then the main power. So once I get that connected, then I'll hook the battery up and we'll start this pig. Or well, attempt. Hopefully it will start it. I think it will. Alright, battery cables are reinstalled. All the wires on the starter are good. So let's see what we got. She's a nooch. Oh yeah. Money. Money, money, money. Only 170,000 on this bad boy. Shoot, yeah. It calls for a celebratory horn action. Shoot, yeah. So that is a good way to cheaply fix your starter. Yes, it will take some time, but it saves buying a $200-300 starter. So good thing is, you watch this video, I'm sure there's a bunch of other videos out there, but take the starter apart, clean it, put it back together. Yeah, it might not last me, a year from now, but it'll, for what I use this truck for, it'll last me as long as I need it to. But that's it for today's video. I think I'm gonna try to tackle this back glass rattling when I go down the road. That kind of aggravates me to death. So I'm gonna see if I can fix that off camera. But I appreciate you guys watching and hope you have a great day.